According to a report by BFA Global's Catalyst Fund and Briter Bridges, African fintech investment reached $1.35 billion in 2020. Nigeria remains one of the leading hubs for fintech investment, as analysts believe that technology provides immense opportunities for Africa to leapfrog in development as a region. Islamic Fintech, through ethical, innovative products and services, can deepen financial inclusion and reach a wider space of unbanked Nigerians. Welcome to another episode of the Islamic Finance Weekly, where we discuss key developments in the non-interest finance market. Today's episode will feature eTijar, the first ethical Shariah-compliant business funding platform in Nigeria, delivering Islamic financial services to the next generation of digitally savvy Muslims and non-Muslims on investments and savings. I have the pleasure of introducing the founder of eTijar, Mr. Bashir Yusuf, who joins us virtually. Good morning, Mr. Bashir. It is great to have you on the program to discuss leveraging fintech to deepen Nigerians' non-interest market.
Good morning, Bukola. It's a wonderful time to be here.
Same here. So your dynamic platform, eTijar, is poised to lead innovation in the Nigerian non-interest finance market. Can you provide insight into your operations and strategy in Nigeria?
I started working on eTijar in 2018, and the vision was to provide non-interest Sharia-compliant SME financing. But we discovered Nigeria is a large data island, in the sense that you don't actually know who you are dealing with that well to lend to them or to finance them without taking unnecessary risk. And in Islamic finance, it's all about sharing the risk. And when you have funds from individuals or from the public and you put it in unnecessary risk, then you might be held liable for that. So we started looking, how can we assure or make sure that people's money is not in unnecessary risk. Then we started looking at the individuals who will eventually have to get this financing on behalf of the companies they founded. And from there, we found ourselves moving towards more of personal finance management than SME finance, because we found a vacuum in the sense that many young Muslims that are making very good income are actually not even saving, so they are not even investing. They are not even thinking about that. Those who are disciplined enough have their money sitting in the banks doing nothing, or they are just spending it at the end of the month, but they are hardly saving or investing the money. So we started moving towards that, which is what's pulling us towards the capital market. So up to this point, we've been building the infrastructure we need to properly run this kind of business, because that's another problem we found with the industry. There isn't much of the technology existent to help you to cater to this young demography. You are talking about the millennial, the Generation Z, the Generation Y, and so on. You need very good technology that can speak to them. So up to this point, this is what we've been doing. And we've been creating a lot of good collaboration with some of the best Sharia-compliant fund management firms, and also an Islamic banking window as one of our partners that we can ride up on, because our philosophy is not to compete, but to collaborate in the industry.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Bashir, for providing insight about eTijar, as the platform is all about growing communities and businesses. Tell us, what are the processes you have put in place to achieve this, and how will you include the younger generation living in rural areas?
Thank you. One is we are building a very good dynamic technology that appeals to the young people. Secondly, as I mentioned, we are building very strong collaboration with partners in the industry, fund managers, Islamic banks, and so on, so that we can cater to them. These fund managers will manage whatever investment we're able to create and what we're able to sell, some of which they created. It's not our own creation, we're passing it on. But this can only be possible with the right technology and the right product. And that is where we are concentrating, building a very big community around eTijar, that they can ride using a very good product that we have built. For those in the rural market, this is one of the most difficult things to solve. I think a lot of money, grants, and so on has been given to so many fintechs in trying to bring those that are financially excluded. We too, on our roadmap, we are designing products and services to see how we can pull in those people in the rural market that are excluded. As you know, mostly Muslims are self-excluded, and when you go to the rural areas, it is even more compounded because they are away from technology, they are away from the reality of what is being built for the society, because they don't even have the knowledge. So part of it is for us to bring in the information and knowledge of what Islamic finance and investment is first, before we try to say, okay, we are selling this product to you. Because what we have found is that they don't even know about it, they do not even understand it. So first you let them know about it, you get them to understand it, and then you can start pushing products and services to them.
Well done, Mr. Bashir. And I must say that it's in Nigeria with a 200 million population still has limited access to data. And according to a FINA report in 2018, 54.4 million adults are financially excluded. And I believe eTijar and Islamic Fintech can bridge the gap of financial inclusion in the country. Well done. So you pride yourself in having a robust platform for the non-interest market. What are the investment options available, and how can individuals navigate the platform seamlessly?
Thank you. So right now, what we first started building is an investment screening engine, which helps us to ascertain which forms of investment or which equities are Sharia compliant, which of them meet the 3 criteria of compliance in the capital market. So we had to build that engine first, although there are other service providers we could use. So we can ascertain and tell our users that X and Y companies are Sharia compliant and you can invest in their equities and stocks. Secondly, mutual funds that have been created by some of the companies that are already in the market. These are the low-hanging fruits we can immediately offer to our users. And that is where our users are headed into, to put their money in fixed income, Sharia-compliant funds, and other mutual funds, and also index fund. And we're working with our fund management partners to create bespoke funds for our users. So the way we are building it is that you yourself, if you're knowledgeable enough, you can build your own fund within eTijar's platform. You can select the equities you want, the funds you want, and place them. And automatically at the end of the month, the platform pulls funds from your wallet and spreads them across that. And every time, periodically, it's rebalancing your portfolio. And at any time you want to withdraw, it will look into what you have in your portfolio, sell what is needed to sell to make up the amount you want to withdraw, so that it maintains the balance of what your risk profile has proffered to you.
All right, thank you. Explain to us the non-interest product available on the platform, and to help small businesses grow and investors who want to generate returns on their capital in an ethical way.
For now, what we have are the mutual funds and the equities. We are working with our Sharia advisor and our banking partner to see, to certify which product we are going to offer to our SME users. So mainly we are concentrating on Murabaha and Ijara. Mainly yes, exactly, cost plus and we are going to concentrate on certain segment of the market, i.e. Pharmacies, restaurant operators, to buy assets they require, like fridges, freezers, cookers, and so on and so forth. And from there, we will look at what else we can expand into as the regulatory environment allows and our partners are willing to go with us. But for now, we are just concentrating on 2 products for SME financing, that is Murabaha and then Ijara eventually. So for those investors also, that is going to be open to them as in a data site kind of way for companies we have already vetted and we think they need this financing, and then we open it up to our community that, okay, this company needs financing to the amount of X, and this is the possibility of the returns, and so on. and this is the cost of the whole financing, and then we raise it for them.
All right, I would say trust, confidence, transparency, and capital returns are still vital in ethical investing. So let's look at the fintech ecosystem, which has witnessed significant growth in the last 10 years, and no doubt is a sector that has potential for continuous growth. But 40 million people are yet to be financially included, according to the recent 2023 Fintech report. How can eTijar Islamic Fintech bridge the gap of financial exclusion?
We're working on a number of technologies, because the problem is, how do you deliver the service to those people? Technology is very minimal in those areas. So a lot of things have been developed, but none seems to be solving the problem. Agent banking, USSD, SMS, so many ways to do it, but it's still not solving the problem. One thing we have discovered by doing survey at rural markets and livestock market is that most of these people like human connection when they are transacting. They don't like dealing with an unknown person or a computer or technology. They don't trust it. So they want to talk to someone face to face. But then when you put someone there, a branch or an agent, then there's the problem of literacy. They cannot really control their PIN, because you still have people in that society that will still buy a recharge card and ask their son to help them to recharge it. So we're working on a technology that has to do with facial recognition. So we are still we've gone advanced, we're at least 70%, but also the regulatory approval for such is what's really going to delay us. And it's a simple way to help someone deposit or withdraw money using only his facial recognition. Because if you go to those people again, they don't even have fingerprints, because they are menial laborers, they are farmers, they are herders. So during election, you see how it is challenging for the fingerprint reader to read their fingers before they can do election. So what they are left with is the biometric of their face. So we're working on something like that, but it's not something that will come into existence very soon. There's a lot of work to be done.
I believe so. There's a lot of work to be done. So Islamic finance is evolving into a critical segment of the Nigerian capital and financial market. How critical is the adoption of innovation to unlock opportunities in the market?
Technology is moving very fast, but somehow when I started building this, I discovered that it left the capital market far, far behind. The capital market is just playing catch up to a lot of the technologies out there already. So if today someone comes onto eTijar and wants to buy Dangote cement or wants to register so that they can be buying stocks on eTijar, they register, we do all the KYC, the BV and everything. Now our platform has to convert this whole information into a PDF document, then email the PDF document to providers. Email the PDF document to providers, and they take it as a paper to CSCS to open an account for the user. So you see, from our own technology, now it has turned into manual. So there's a lot to be done. So what we are building is to make sure that it is as painless as possible to the retail user from our own end. And then at the back, we will handle the tedious manual process between us and the partners we have.
Innovation play a key role on how products are created. I must say that.
Yes.
So considering the need to gain investor confidence, how does eTijar align with effective risk management, trust, and transparency, which are part of the principles of Islamic finance?
So the number one thing we did, even before we went far in building our technology, is to identify who is going to be our Sharia advisor, who is going to do our Sharia certification. And we started working with Amana Advisors in London, led by Mufti Faraz Adam. And they are our advisors. We signed an agreement with them. We've not fully kicked off, but we've signed an agreement with them. So every single thing we are going to handle, from the words on our website to our documents, is going to be fully vetted and certified by them. And every product we are going to list on the market is going to be will have certificates from our advisors. And also, in trying to make sure we are doing the right thing, we identified the best fund managers to work with. And we made sure that these fund managers also have trustees behind them that are ascertaining that these trust managers and these fund managers are doing the right thing with people's money. So we are putting multiple hurdles in front of ourselves to make sure that we keep to the truth of what we have said and promised to deliver to our clients by working with very good partners and collaborating with them.
As we wrap up the conversation, what are the benefits? Let's talk about the benefits and returns for investing on platforms like eTijar.
The most important one, especially for a Muslim user, is to know that they are not dealing with riba. They are walking away from haram, and they are dealing with 100% halal. It's the number one benefit for any Muslim user.
They are dealing with profit and not interest.
And if you check, you see that is our mantra: make profit, not interest. That is our number one mantra. The second thing we say is invest halal, earn halal, live halal. So that is our second mantra. So for the general ethical user, what they benefit from is they know that we are playing by the ESG rules. We are not partaking in anything that goes in conflict with their own principle and their beliefs. So it is one of the main users. But however, people think when you talk about the halal, the ethical, there is no return on investment. There is very good return on investment because some of these industries or companies that qualify are actually dividend paying entities. They constantly pay their dividends, i.e. like Dangote Cement, it meets this Sharia certification, the 3 minimal criteria they meet up, and they pay very good dividends. If you look at Nestle, if you look at Mobil and so on, these companies pay very good dividends. So if investment goes into this, it means there is a possibility of very good returns, because in Islamic finance also there is no full 100% guarantee of returns. There is risk involved, but that ascertains that we are putting the money in the right place and you hope to make very good returns.
All right, thank you very much. Indeed, Islamic Fintech provides great opportunities for positioning the Islamic finance market. Thank you very much, Mr. Bashir Yusuf, for providing us rich perspective on eTijar and its drive to lead Nigerians' non-interest finance fintech.
Thank you very much for having me. Have a wonderful day.
And you too. Bye.
Bye.
Nigeria fintech industry in 2020 raised $439 million, equivalent to 20% of the amount raised by all African tech startups. There is high optimism of phenomenal growth if there is effective collaboration with major players and support from government. In this age of disruption and digitization, the Islamic finance industry must close this gap with the conventional market by deploying widely smart, efficient, and strategic capital towards robust and scalable businesses led by dynamic entrepreneurs. Islamic Fintech can play a key role in driving inclusive economic growth, and this is why leaders of the Islamic financial services industry must do more to nurture the innovators and disruptors to compete effectively with their counterparts in the conventional space. And that brings us to the end of today's session. Visit ProShareNG.com website to read more on Islamic finance. Click on Web TV banking channel to watch the Islamic Finance Weekly videos. You can also follow us on our social media platform displaying on the screen. Many thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you next week Friday for another exclusive interview.